everybody. It's Nicole again. I really wanted to jump on and really talk about a segment that I just was so passionate about this week that I felt that everyone really needed to hear it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about warning flags and what those might look like in your life. We have different flags, right? They're much like a stoplight. We have green, yellow, and red. So to think about these flags, think about them like a stoplight. This is how I attribute them to my life. So one way that we see them is green flags, right? We have green flags in our life. That's just like go. Just like when you approach a stoplight, the light is green, you just go. There's no stopping, there's no slowing down, there's no pushing on the gas to make sure we can get through that light. There's none of that. We're just smooth sailing, we're cruising along, the speed limit's not changing, we're just going. So this is our green flag. So in our life, we have things that come up, right? We don't know if we're on the right path, we're not sure about a career change, maybe you're not sure if you should take that step into marriage, or whatever the case may be. We have flags in our life for everything. So we always want to try and have green flags, right? That's the optimal place to be in our life, is with green flags. So we're cruising along and you're like, maybe I'm going to get married. Like, this is just a for instance, and everything is just working out. Yes, you're going to have road bumps. There's always speed bumps. Always. That's without fail. However, these bumps don't necessarily mean that you're not having a green flag. So we need to evaluate those. And these speed bumps can sometimes be yellow flags. So yellow flags is where I'm going to spend most of my time during this video, because yellow flags are crucial points that I really feel that we need to evaluate in our life. So one instance, I will give a personal testimony of yellow flags. So I am in school currently. I'm graduating in August, yay, for my professional counseling degree. And I was always very passionate about helping people. Before I knew life coaching was even a thing, I've always been very, very passionate about helping people. So before I knew about life coaching, I was like, well, the natural route for me to take is to become a counselor, because that's what we do to help people, right? I want to counsel people. Well, it wasn't until recently, I'm approaching graduation, that I was like, maybe this isn't for me. I don't know. I have to really take a step back and look at things. Well, it wasn't until I really stepped back and evaluated my entire time practicing and doing my internships and my practicums that I realized there was a lot of yellow flags. A lot of them. I probably ignored about 7 or 8 yellow flags, right? I was like, oh, this is a yellow flag for me, and this is going to seem really trivial to a lot of people, so I understand when you're like, what is she talking about? So my site, I cannot dye my hair anything not natural, which I love my brown hair, but I also really wanted to change its color to a wild orchard, but I'm not allowed. So I was like, oh, well, okay, I can deal with that. And then it was, well, you got to make sure that you're dressed like this. And I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. And I pushed it aside. And okay, you have to intern for 2 years, and I know that that doesn't sound appealing, but I can probably make that work. I am a mother of 4 children, 2 of which are homeschooled and 1 of which is special needs, but I can probably squeeze that in somewhere, right? My husband's home for the next 2 years before he goes to sea duty. Push that one into the corner. So these yellow flags keep popping up, right? At some point, we have to take a look at them and look at them as a whole. Not just go, okay, well, these just keep being yellow flags about the same exact situation. I'll just keep pushing them away. No, eventually those yellow flags will keep growing and growing and growing, and then all of a sudden we get a red flag. A red flag for you might not be the same red flag for me. Yellow flags, right? Let's talk about it in a different aspect. Let's think about it in buying a house, okay? So you get a yellow flag. It says, oh, well, the termite inspection comes back, but don't worry, the owners are going to treat it. Okay, that's a yellow flag. Nothing serious, put it aside. Then they come back and go, oh, well, the pipes really aren't that good. This one really needs to be replaced. But the owners are going to cover that. You go, well, the owners are going to cover it, right? So I'll just stick that yellow flag over here. well, the crime rate's not the best, but it's not the worst. So, I'll just stick that yellow flag over there. Well, you look at the schools, they're B schools. They're B schools. That's not bad. I have kids who really, I really want to aspire to be really something huge, but the school system's not awful. It's a B. It can come up, right? I'll put that yellow flag over there. Then you move in, and you're like, we're going, it's all right. And then all of a sudden, all of your pipes burst. There's your red flag. There it is. Probably all of those yellow flags could have been warning signs to say, hey, maybe this isn't the best house for you. Maybe it'd be perfect for someone else, but maybe it's not the best for you. So these warning flags are crucial. We really need to pay attention to these yellow flags because without them, we hit red flags. And these are ones that we don't really want, right? We're trying to avoid red flags. No one wants their pipes to burst. No one wants to, get hit by a car because they decided to run the yellow light. These are warning flags, right? The yellow light doesn't mean you need to stop. It means you need to slow down. Slow down, evaluate where you're at. Maybe you're almost through the intersection, right? Maybe you're like, I can't stop for this yellow light. That's your commitment. Go through it. We really need to evaluate them because we might be far enough away that we can prevent the red flag, right? We could have been far enough away with the yellow, right? We didn't have too many of them. It's only one. So we can do that. It's when they start to accumulate that you really need to look at them. Because this is when we go, oh no, a red flag is coming. So really make sure you're looking at these. Just like when we're going through a light, when we go to the grocery store and we're driving down the road, right? We hit a yellow light and we're way too far towards the intersection. You're going to go through it. That's just inevitable. You're going to go through it. People go through yellow lights. They're not meant to stop. However, when you're a quarter of a mile back from that yellow light and you're like, I've driven through this intersection so many times, that's a short yellow light, you're probably going to slow down. Because if you keep going, then what's going to happen? The light's going to turn red and you could get hit by a car. That doesn't sound very appealing. So just like in that instance, we need to look at our own yellow flags. These warning flags are so crucial, and they're in every aspect of our lives. They really are. So if you're going to get married, if you're going to buy a house, if you want to have kids, if you want to adopt a pet, it doesn't matter what it is. There are flags. These pivotal flags, right? No matter what you're doing, there's going to be a flag. So for me, I've got a lot of yellow flags. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's not exactly where I need to be. And that was where I decided I'm going to really engulf in my life coaching. I love life coaching. This is who I'm meant to be. And I did a segment on authentic self. And this really ties into that, right? These flags tie into your authenticity in many ways. If you're looking for a career and you're getting little flags popping up here and here and here, we need to go back and look at your authentic self, right? It might not be the best career path for you, and that is why you're getting these yellow flags. That could be why they're popping up. So maybe take a step back and evaluate what's going on. Maybe you're like me, who I was like, I want to help people, and counseling is the only way to do that, right? Well, no, that's wrong. That's not wrong. That's wrong completely. Because life coaching is a thing, and I didn't know about that. So I took a step back 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and went, oh, I'm actually really meant to do this. This is what I was built to do. So to be authentic to myself and to really look at those warning flags, going, hey, this really isn't the right spot for you. I really need you to get on path here. You can still help people, just not that path. There's more yellow and going to be a red down there, right? There's going to be a red flag. It's inevitable. You keep going, you're going to hit a red flag. It's just what happens. Just like, when you reach that stoplight, the yellow's going to turn red. Those yellow flags are going to turn red. That's just what happens. So me being authentically me, it took a lot of yellow flags to get there. So don't get me wrong. I'm human. We are human. We're going to hit red flags. We're going to do these things. It's inevitable. It's just human nature. It's in our in our DNA, it's in our genes, it's what we do. So you keep going down that path. Maybe you're not being authentically you, and that's why these are popping up. So take a step back, really look at what's going on. So for me, I had to take a lot of steps back and look and see, okay, well, what else can I do with my degree, with my passion, with me wanting to help people, but also allows me to do things in my life that I need to do, right? I need to be a mom to my children. My daughter isn't the best fit for public school. My son is. My older son's great in public school. My daughter, who is autistic, is not. She's not a good fit for public school, and we can't really get together and get her into private school yet. It's just not possible for us. So our best fit for our family is homeschooling. So if I were to go and do a 40-hour-a-week career at, counseling people, it wouldn't work. Why? Because my daughter's homeschooled. How am I going to fit that into all this? And I can't sacrifice my daughter. It's not me ethically. Authentically me, I can't do that. I'm not saying that doesn't work for other people, because it does. But for me, that's just not, I can't. It's not being true to myself. So these flags are set up for us to evaluate ourselves. So we really need to look at them. It's crucial. So how do we look at them? Right? These flags are there, but what do we do with them? We can sit and watch them go by, or we can look at them. How? How do you look at these flags, right? I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, maybe I have like 6, maybe I have like 20, maybe I have 1, and maybe I really need to evaluate that flag. But how do you do that, right? How do you evaluate this flag? So you take a look at it. You take a few steps back, right? Wait for a moment to pass. Wait till you're at ease and you can think clearly, not biased, which is hard to do when you're in this situation, right? It's very hard to do when you have a lot of emotions fueling this flag. So we are at a place, right, where it is important that you look at that flag. Say, for instance, you're like buying the house and it's the pipes bursting, right? You're going, okay, this one pipe burst. They said, we need to fix this and the owners are going to fix it. And you're like, okay, that's a flag, right? Clear as day, that's a flag. So now you look at it and you have to take a step back. Okay, if all those pipes burst in my house, is this going to be smooth sailing still? Is this one pipe going bad? Going to be okay if the rest of them go? Are we prepared to take that on as a family, as a person, however you're buying the house, right? Are you prepared to take that next one on if it happens? That's how we need to look at our flags. If something else goes wrong in the same stoplight, am I going to be able to take that on as a person? That's where you have to determine if this is a warning flag, like, hey, you probably shouldn't go down this path, or if it's just a speed bump, because speed bumps happen. So are we looking at this water? Maybe you have a great saving. This is your house. This is your dream. This is everything, right? And that one pipe needs to be replaced, and there's a potential for the other ones to go bad, but you're like, it's okay, this is my dream house, and I know now that the other pipes could go bad, and I have set aside some funds to be able to do that. Maybe your plan is to replace all the pipes over time. That's okay. Then it's probably a speed bump. But if you sit back and you go, if all those pipes burst in my house, how am I going to be able to afford to fix that? That's just not in the cards. There's your flag, right? You knew going and evaluating that yellow flag that there's a potential for your red flag. And you don't want that to happen to you. We want to avoid these red flags as much as possible. Of course, we're human. We're going to miss some. It happens. And we're going to hit a red flag and go, oops, I should have paid attention to those other ones. But there's not one human alive. I would challenge this on everything. That there's not one human alive that didn't make a mistake, that they didn't go, I probably should have listened to all those flags that happened. I think every single person that's watching this, that's not watching this, has been in a position where they've said, oops, there was a lot of warning signs and I didn't listen. We all have those. We're human, it's natural. But we also need to be responsible in taking apart and looking at the picture as a whole. We need to really evaluate all these different areas of our life. So my challenge to you after watching this video is, if you haven't watched my last segment on Authentically You and also about having confidence, I really encourage you to go back and watch them, because they can really fulfill this part of your life. This is really like a stepping stone process, and knowing your authenticity is really important in every area, because that is really crucial in your flags, right? Because you're going to keep getting them if you're not being you and truly you. So I encourage you this week to really look, maybe write down, like take a step back and go, okay, this is happening. This isn't what I want to happen. It's not a red flag, but this isn't what I want to be happening right now. This is not a green light. Write it down. Really, like, get a journal, old school, type it in your phone, type it on your laptop, however you take notes that's best for you. Write it down and look at it. And then think about the things that are surrounding it, right? Because there's always contributing factors that come into these yellow flags. So look around at these yellow flags and then evaluate it. Is it a speed bump or is it a yellow flag? Because if it's a yellow flag, there could be stuff that comes after it, right? Just like with the pipes, what is it that could come after it? And is that going to be crucial to you? Is it going to like make everything a red flag? Is this going to be a pivotal moment? If it is, really look at it and determine how you can get around it, what you can change to make this a green, right? We don't want this yellow flag to hinder our growth. We want to grow. That's our goal, is to grow as humans. We never, ever want to go, my dreams in life, right? I aspire to be the same as I am today. We don't do that. We want to go somewhere. I want to go somewhere. I want to help a million people, millions of people. That's what I want to do. Can I do that if I'm doing the exact same thing every day? No, you can't do that. So we can't stay stagnant in our lives and grow. You can't do both. So really look at that, right? And determine if that is going to be a red flag in your growth process in the future. Really look at that. So write it down this week. And I encourage you to really go back and pick it apart. Do that. Maybe you have a couple of them. It might take you more than a week. So I really encourage you to do that. And I would love to hear from you on how it's going. I really would. So either comment in the comment section, or you can head over to my website and shoot me an email. I would love to talk to you. I really would. I'd love to connect with you and see how things are going with the process and how everything has been, even in your past videos, if you've watched the past ones. I would love to connect with you there. So I really encourage you to do that. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. I look forward to bringing you another awesome segment in probably the next couple days. So I really just encourage you to divulge in that this week. So I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome week, and I hope you enjoyed what I had to say, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you.